Well, Darren, so much to digest and talk about, but I suppose we'll begin with the big talking point and the red card to Siriki Dembele. I mean, I'm sure you can't use the language you want to use, just not even 60 seconds after you sent him on.
It's cost us a game. I don't really like to publicly shame or have a go at my players, but I've got to know it's indefendable, that. It's just incredible. We sent him on to win the game and he cost us a game. Because they had just equalised, and to be honest, it was in a game that was typical derby. It was a bit of quality from Ivan, got us in front. Didn't feel really threatened by them. We got a few crosses into the box, but goals of deflection. But, to do that in a game like that, hard enough we're 11 men, never mind 10. And then, of course, to lose it in the last minute, like we did, was hard for the players because they gave us everything. It wasn't like the other day when it was really difficult for us. Today it was a typical derby, and the lads put their bodies on the line. At 1-0, I felt on the counter-attack would cause them real problems, and there was glimpses of that with Marcus, who looked good today. But to do what he's done is just indefendable. And
it wasn't either over potentially dangerous or reckless challenge. It was such a nothing incident.
It was nothing. It was nothing, actually. I've just watched it back, and I spoke to the ref after the game. Didn't have a go at him. I just asked him what it was for, and he went, "Look, he's put his head in his face twice." So. And then even then, I thought we dug in, and of course they're going to have a couple of chances. We got a bit of luck with, I think, one hit the post. But at the moment, it's just not going for us, And sometimes you get that when you go through a run of games where you're not winning games. You scratch your head and ask yourself why. And sometimes today typifies where we're at the moment in terms of we have to make sure we stick together and ride the storm really and get through it, because it can happen this season. We're really disappointed. It's a very, very important period, the Christmas period, and obviously we've had a nightmare of a Christmas. But we have to ride it and we have to get through it, and that's all we can do.
Has Dembele said anything in the dressing room? Has he apologised, held his hands up?
No.
You hoping that comes?
Well, I'd like to think so.
As for the game, I mean, at half-time, as you say, relatively unthreatened, bit of quality. You look like it was, the goals had dried up, but they came back through Ivan, and you probably just thought, hopefully we'll see this one out. Maybe
well,
no,
I thought if we got a second, would really hurt them, and I thought, with the counter-attacking threat from Marcus, he was the main threat. I thought we showed that, and I think three or four actually opportunities to counter-attack on them, and they never really threatened us. We knew if we were winning, the Kindy would come on, but that was the point when we had to keep the ball. But it wasn't long after that they got the equaliser. But like I say, a piece of madness has cost us the game.
And you clearly brought Issa off and brought Dembele on because he would get deep and start to run at Lincoln, because there was space in their half on the counter.
Well, we knew that Dems wouldn't be able to give us more than 20-25 minutes, and of course, just as I'm doing the substitution, they equalised. But I thought, well, I've got him stripped now, he's ready to go. But yeah, you're absolutely right, we felt the spaces were opening up and it's perfect for him, but he's gone and done that, and it's an absolute, to be honest, it's such a disgraceful lack of discipline. For someone that's had a frustrating season as it is, to do that is just let everyone down.
And just as you're getting back, out now for 3 games.
Yes, so obviously it's a bit of a disaster really, that.
Were you disappointed at times when it was 1-1, when you were down to 10? There were a couple of opportunities, free kicks, corners, that the quality wasn't there. You're not going to get many opportunities with 10 to get the ball in the box.
I was disappointed with Marcus's deliveries in terms of, you're absolutely right, when you have down to 10 men, your opportunities generally do come from set pieces. We had one that was overhit, we had one that was taken quickly. They were the opportunities, because I'll honest, I felt we could still win the game at 1 each, just through that. But the concentration, the quality wasn't there. So it's a bad day at the office. We've had a really bad Christmas, but things like that today really obviously don't help the situation, because it was a game we wouldn't have lost if we'd have stayed with 11 men. We wouldn't have lost that.
In terms of positives, Rhys Bennett came in, did well for suspended Frankie Kent.
Yes.
Marcus obviously got through the game and despite the quality, ran his socks off. Back on the goal trail with Ivan Toney, and vastly improved from Sunday up at Rotherham.
Well, it was going to be. Couldn't be any worse than that. It was just a game too much for us, the Rotherham game, in terms of the amount of changes we had to make and the amount of people we had out. Today was much more in terms of we knew it would be that sort of derby game, but we defended fine. It didn't cause us a problem really. And like I say, at 1-0, you're thinking, well, on the counter attack we're going to be a real threat. unlucky with the goal. It's taken a deflection, and I have to look at that again. But then I keep going back to it because I have to. It's the moment of madness has cost us a game.
Ricky J. Jones not in the squad. What's happened to him?
Yeah, it just felt we were Dembele been back. Ricky playing 90 minutes. You know, he's only just turned 17. The boy, I have to be careful with him. So you'd like to think he's going to be involved for the Burnley game.
And where are you with the likes of Tasnemir, Blake Tracy, Josh Knight?
Well, Josh Knight and Thompson won't be back till the end of the month. That's a definite. Because Josh is obviously still with Leicester, so we're in their hands a bit. Serhat's got a chance for Saturday. Blake Tracy probably the Gillingham game on the 11th. We're hoping to get 1 or 2 in before then. We're waiting news after the game, so we'll wait and see.
Is that likely to be after Burnley in that week before the Gillingham game?
No, hopefully we'll get one in before Burnley. We're hopeful we'll get one in that can play in the Burnley game, so we'll wait and see on that.